What's up guys, David here for another quick little video. And yes, that's a saying. I know this video might be long and or short, so if I say quick little video, it's just a habit, okay? Anyways, as you guys know, and as all of you have commented 100,000 times, I got called out in a video by Do It With Dan, who is a local of Atlanta, so thank you Dan for recommending this video for me to make. I would be doing this in my car, normally driving around, but, you know, as I said the other day, my car has a header leak in it, so let's not make that worse. So myself and you and all of our friends and our family, we all have bad habits. Whether they're easy to get rid of over time or they just stay with us for the rest of our lives, it's hard to know, which habits are worse than others. So basically, I am gonna go through my 5 worst driving habits because yes, I have some really bad driving habits as well. Alright, so number 1 is an obvious one, and that is kind of road rage or talking to cars that are about to do something, but they can't hear you. Why am I trying to talk to that car? I don't know. Anyway, point of the matter is, I'll be driving along, right? And then there'll be like an intersection or somebody coming out of a cutout of a shopping center or something along those lines, and I'll be like, don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't come. He just pulled out in front of me. Why did you cut me off? You didn't need to do that. And I keep going on this rant to myself. There's not even a passenger in the car. I'm just like, can you believe, I can't believe that guy did that. And I'll go on like a long tangent conversation with myself being like, that guy was an idiot. He was an absolute idiot. And the funny thing is if I personally knew that guy, I would never ever like curse at him or get mad at that person, whoever cut me off. I'd be like, well, that was dumb, but I wouldn't like wish terrible things upon that person. It's kind of like what the popular channel Vsauce said. All of us think subconsciously that we're like the main character of the universe. So if something goes wrong to us, how dare they? How dare they do such a thing to us? And then you think about it, if I cut that other person off, they would be really mad at you and or me, but we don't really think we did that much wrong. Well, I mean, I'm in a rush, so I obviously had the right to cut that person off. I don't have physical road rage. I don't like get out of the car and scream at somebody and stuff. I internalize it or I just kind of vent to myself. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm completely guilty of, especially on long road trips, it's playing my music a little too loud. So I'll just be like cruising on the highway and I'll really like a song that comes up and I'll crank it pretty loud. I'll be like in the moment, like reflecting on my life as I drive down the road as I listen to this song or whatever, or I'm really enjoying it, and then there's a small concert going on inside my car. By the way, if I ever have like a lost voice in my videos, it's either one of 2 things. One, it's because I am sick and I've had a really long day and or week. 2 is I was singing in the car and I don't want to admit it, but I was singing in the car and I lost my voice. Basically, having your music too loud is something that is pretty important. It does disturb people at stoplights and stuff for the most part. It doesn't bother me that much, but some people can get really annoyed by it. So I have this habit of when I come down to stoplights, I always turn my music down, and then when I get back moving, I crank it back up. I think that's why a lot of companies inserted that speed per volume kind of doohickey, where you can set it and the faster you go, the louder it gets. But I just prefer to do it manually, just crank it up and down or on my steering wheel. Also, another really, I wouldn't say this is a bad driving habit, but it's a bad habit in relation to this one. I'm driving down the road and I can't pick a freaking song. So I'll be driving along, listen to the intro once and be like, okay, I got my fix on that one. Click. I'm not really into that one. Like, since I don't use CDs anymore, I don't deal with the music that I have anymore, and I don't listen to the radio because the commercials kind of annoy me, and I don't have satellite radio because my phone's fine. I just skip so much. I call it musical ADD. So I'm like halfway through a song, a fourth of the way into the song, almost over with the song, skip. So that's another trait. If you were to ever ride with me in the car, yeah, it's never one genre either. Alright, so the next one, number 3, is kind of in relation to road rage, but it's not really road rage, it's just a bad habit. So the habit is say I'm in the left lane, and somebody's being a jerk and tailgating me. So they're like right on my bumper, and I'll have nowhere to go. Say I have somebody on my right, somebody behind there. It's really difficult to like get out of the situation. But after a little while, it clears up. So you don't really have an excuse for what I'm about to tell you. I have a terrible habit of just speeding up. Instead of getting out of the way of a tailgater, I'll just speed up and just kind of see what they do. No, I don't brake check. That's asking for an accident. But I do speed up a little bit, I used to be a complete jerk and just like let somebody go by and then just nail it. Just go as fast as I could by them to make it clear who was boss. Well, what's that gonna do? That's just gonna make things worse. That's just gonna create road rage out of that other person. But yeah, that's the third one. I know it's really hard to describe, but if somebody's like right on your bumper, instead of just moving into the right lane or getting out of their way, I just speed up instead. Number 4 is what every single driver does. I don't care who you are, we've all done it one point or another. And that is going with the flow of traffic. It doesn't matter what the speed limit is. It doesn't matter if you're speeding or not speeding. Going with the flow of traffic. Honestly, I'm no lawmaker, but I do believe that going with the flow of traffic is safer than going the speed limit if nobody else is, well, following it. I think if you're going slower than all of traffic, that's very dangerous, but that's my opinion. But it's not the law's opinion, so don't break the law. I know, like, PSA. But unfortunately, if you're cruising with traffic and say everyone's going 75 and a 65 or 75 and a 70, that's a really easy way to get a ticket. And you won't feel like you deserve that ticket because everybody else around you is doing the exact same thing you do. But there's a saying by police that when you get pulled over in that sort of situation, you're gonna say, but officer, everybody else is doing the exact same thing, and they're gonna say, we get them one at a time. Unfortunately, you or me will be that one at a time some point in life. I try not to go with the flow of traffic, but it is a habit that's extremely hard to break, and it kind of feels safer in a way, which I know going faster shouldn't feel safer, but it's just common sense. If somebody is going slower than the rest of everybody else, it's kind of asking for an accident. But that's my opinion. Please don't arrest me. Number 5 is I am terrible at following directions. I do not know how my parents survived without GPS. Like, I could not imagine, like, if I back then had to go do a job interview or something like that where they're like, here's the address. I'm like, well, how do you get there? Oh, here, use these road maps. I could not imagine. And even with GPS, this is my 5th habit, I misinterpret the freaking directions wrong half the time. So I'll turn onto a road and it'll be like, turn at 300 or 500 feet, and I'll turn at the intersection before the one that I need to go on. Totally guilty. About 3 years ago in downtown Richmond, I did this, and I turned down to one-way street by accident. And so that's not a good thing. You need to learn to be patient with your directions and listen to your navigation. Focus on it, even though sometimes navigation on your phone can be a little bit laggy. And that's, I'm gonna blame the lag. Yeah, just like a gamer, I'm gonna blame the lag, but unfortunately, it happens to the best of us. So I guess you could say that's also a pretty bad habit as well. Aside from my car reviews, believe it or not, I drive pretty much like a grandpa. A lot of people will be like, wow, David doesn't like beat on his car that much or drive really fast everywhere he goes, because I just don't see the need in it. So as I've gotten older, I've tried to clear some of these bad habits out of my life, or at least deter them a little bit. Alright guys, in the comment section below, let me know what your 5 bad driving habits are. And also, Evan Shanks and TJ Hunt, if you want to do this video, go ahead. I will call you guys out just so you guys can make the video. And I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a fantastic day.